Captain Jake Morrison stood at the bridge window and watched Earth grow bigger. After 3,000 years in space, humanity was coming home. The massive ship called New Horizon had been traveling through the darkness for so long that most people had been born and died during the journey. But Jake was different. He had been asleep in a special pod for almost the entire trip. The bridge was quiet except for the soft hum of machines. Jake's hands were steady on the control panel, but inside his heart was beating fast. Earth looked different from what he remembered in the old pictures. The blue and green planet his ancestors knew was now mostly brown and gray. Lieutenant Amy Carter walked up to him with a datapad in her hands. She was young, maybe 25, with short brown hair and serious eyes. Amy had studied the old records her whole life. She knew the story better than anyone. "Captain, I have the historical data ready for the crew briefing," Amy said. Her voice was calm, but Jake could hear the anger underneath. "Tell me what happened again, Amy. I want to hear it one more time before we wake the others." Amy looked at her pad and began to speak. 3,000 years ago, the aliens came. They called themselves the Zephyrian Empire. They had big ships and powerful weapons. Humans tried to fight them, but we were not strong enough. Jake nodded. He had heard this story many times, but it never got easier to listen to. "The Zephyrians used plasma bombs," Amy continued. "They burned our cities. They killed billions of people. The few humans who survived had to run away in ships like this one. And they promised to come back," Jake said. "Yes. Our ancestors swore they would return when humanity was ready for revenge." Commander Luke Patterson entered the bridge. He was a big man with gray hair and scars on his face from old battles. Luke was in charge of waking up the soldiers who had been sleeping for the entire journey. "Captain, the sleep pods are ready to open," Luke said. "We have 10,000 soldiers waiting. They went to sleep as young fighters. When they wake up, they will still be young fighters, but with 3,000 years of anger in their hearts." Jake turned to look at Luke. "How many of them remember the invasion?" "Only one. General Kate Sullivan. She was there when the aliens attacked. She saw her family die. She saw her world burn. We kept her alive with special medicine so she could lead us when we came back." The thought of General Sullivan made Jake feel both sad and proud. She had given up a normal life to sleep for 3,000 years, just so she could help humanity get revenge. That was the kind of sacrifice that made humans special. Dr. Ben Wright hurried onto the bridge with his computer tablet. Ben was the smartest person on the ship. He studied alien technology and helped design the weapons they would use to take back Earth. "Captain, you need to see this," Ben said. His face was pale and his hands were shaking. "The planet scans are complete." Jake looked at the screen Ben was holding. The pictures showed Earth's surface covered with strange buildings and lights. There were cities where human cities used to be, but they looked nothing like what humans had built. "They are still there," Ben said. "The Zephyrians never left. They have been living on our planet for 3,000 years. Amy made a sound like she was going to be sick. "They have been living in our homes." "Worse than that," Ben said. He touched the screen and showed them more pictures. "Look at this. They built their cities using pieces of our old buildings. I can see parts of human monuments in their construction." Jake felt his anger growing like a fire in his chest. The aliens had not just taken their planet. They had destroyed human history and used it to build their own world. "How many of them are there?" Luke asked. "About 12 billion, Ben said. "They have spread across the entire planet. They live in huge cities built on top of where our cities used to be." Jake was quiet for a long moment. 12 billion aliens living on the planet that belonged to humanity, using human bones and stones to build their alien homes. It was worse than he had imagined. "Do they know we are coming?" Jake asked. Ben shook his head. "No. Their technology is old. They are not watching space. They think all humans are dead." "Good," Jake said. "That gives us the advantage we need." Amy looked at the pictures on Ben's screen. "Captain, what if there are still human things down there? What if some of our history survived?" "Then we will save what we can," Jake said. "But first, we remove the aliens who stole our world." The ship's computer made a soft sound. A woman's voice filled the bridge. "Captain Morrison, we will reach Earth orbit in 6 hours." Jake looked at his crew. These people had never seen Earth, but they knew it was their home. They had been raised on stories of green grass and blue oceans. They had been taught that someday they would return to claim what was theirs. "Amy, prepare the crew briefing. Luke, start waking the soldiers. Ben, I want detailed maps of every alien city." Jake turned back to the window where Earth was getting bigger and bigger. "It is time to show the Zephyrians what happens when you steal from humanity." The bridge became busy as everyone went to work. Jake stayed at the window, watching their home planet grow closer. Soon, very soon, the aliens would learn that humans never forget, and they never forgive. Major Lisa Adams checked her equipment one more time. The stealth suit was tight against her skin and felt warm. It would make her invisible to alien eyes and machines. She looked at her team. Sergeant Tony Miller was loading special bullets into his rifle. Corporal Grace Stone was testing her camera equipment. Ryan Burke was working on his computer tablet that would help them break into alien systems. "Remember, this is just a look and learn mission," Lisa said to her team. "We go down, we see what the aliens have done to our planet, and we come back. No fighting unless we have to." Tony looked up from his rifle. "What if we see something really bad, Major?" "Then we take pictures, and we remember it. The whole human race will get their chance for revenge soon enough." The small ship they rode in was completely silent. Human technology had gotten much better during the 3,000 years in space. They could fly through the alien sensors without being seen. Grace looked out the window as they got closer to Earth. "Major, I can see lights down there, lots of them." Lisa looked where Grace was pointing. The night side of Earth was covered, with bright spots where alien cities stood. It hurt to see their home planet lit up by alien lights instead of human ones. Ryan was watching his computer screen. "Major, I am picking up alien radio signals. They are talking to each other like everything is normal." "What are they saying?" "Something about harvest numbers and breeding schedules. I think they are farming something." The ship landed in what used to be New Jersey. The pilot, Lieutenant Sam Green, would wait for them to come back. Lisa led her team out into the night air of Earth. It smelled different than the air on their ship. It smelled like chemicals and smoke. Tony pointed toward a glow in the distance. "That must be where New York used to be." They walked carefully through the dark. The ground was hard and smooth, not like natural Earth. Lisa bent down and touched it. "This is not dirt. This is some kind of alien material." Grace was taking pictures of everything with her special camera. "Major, look at this." She showed them what looked like pieces of concrete with letters carved in them. Human letters. English words that were broken and hard to read, but still human. "They used our old buildings to make roads," Grace said. Her voice was shaking with anger. They walked for 2 hours before they reached the edge of the alien city. What they saw made them all stop and stare. Huge towers reached up into the sky, glowing with purple and green lights. But the worst part was what the towers were built on. "That is the Statue of Liberty," Tony said. His voice was very quiet. The famous statue was still there, but it was broken and twisted. The aliens had built their palace right on top of it. Lady Liberty's face was crushed under alien metal. Her torch was gone. Ryan was looking at his computer. "Major, I am reading massive power sources all through this city. They have been building here for a very long time." Lisa felt sick and angry at the same time. "How many aliens are in there?" "Maybe 2 million in this city alone." "And Major, there is something else. I am detecting biological facilities." "What kind of biological facilities?" Ryan looked scared. "The kind where they do experiments on living things." Corporal Grace Stone was taking pictures of everything. Through her camera, she could see better in the dark. "Major, you need to see this." She handed Lisa the camera and pointed toward what used to be Central Park. Lisa looked through the camera and saw rows and rows of glass containers. Each one glowed with a soft light. "What are those?" "I think they are growing something, or someone. They moved closer to get a better look. The containers were filled with liquid, and floating inside each one was something that looked almost human, but not quite human. Tony made a sound like he was going to throw up. Are those human? Ryan was checking his computer. The DNA signatures are mixed. Part human, part alien. I think they are making hybrids. Lisa had seen enough. We need to get into their computer systems. Ryan, can you do it from here? Give me 5 minutes, Major. Ryan plugged his equipment into what looked like an alien data port. His fingers moved fast across his keyboard. After a few minutes, his eyes got wide. Major, you are not going to believe this. Tell me. The aliens have data files about humans. Lots of them. They have been studying us for 3,000 years. They kept samples of human DNA, human books, human art. Everything. Grace stopped taking pictures. Why would they keep our things? Ryan read more from his computer. According to this, they have been using human genetic material to improve their own species. They think humans had something they wanted. What? Intelligence, creativity, the ability to survive in hard conditions. They have been trying to breed these things into their own children. Lisa felt her anger growing stronger. What else? They know humans escaped. They have been watching space, waiting for us to come back. But their technology is old and slow. They never saw our ship coming. Tony was looking through his rifle scope at the alien guards walking around the city. Major, these aliens look soft. They move slow and they don't seem very alert. 3,000 years of easy living, Lisa said. They have had no enemies, no challenges. They got lazy. Specialist Chloe Davis spoke through their radio from the ship. Major Adams, I am reading your data transmission. I have been analyzing the alien technology signatures. What did you find, Chloe? Their weapons and defenses are very basic compared to what we developed during our journey. It looks like they stopped trying to improve their technology a long time ago. Lisa smiled for the first time since landing on Earth. They thought they were safe. They thought no one would ever challenge them. Ryan unplugged his equipment. Major, I downloaded everything I could. We have maps of all their cities, data about their population, and information about their military forces. How strong is their military? Not very. Most of their soldiers are ceremonial guards. They have not fought a real war in over 1,000 years. Grace finished taking her pictures. Major, I got everything. The whole world needs to see what they did to our home. Lisa looked one more time at the broken Statue of Liberty holding up the alien palace. She thought about all the humans who had died 3,000 years ago. She thought about the families torn apart, the children who never got to grow up on Earth. Let's go home, she said. We have a war to plan. The team made their way back to the ship. As they walked, Lisa was already thinking about how good it would feel to watch the alien cities burn. The aliens had taken human homes, human history, and human DNA. They had experimented on human genetic material like it was just another resource to be used. But they had made one big mistake. They had let themselves get weak and comfortable. They had forgotten that humans were survivors. They had forgotten that humans never gave up. Soon, very soon, the aliens would remember why humans were dangerous. Admiral Carl Jung sat at the head of the long metal table in the war room. Around him sat the best military minds humanity had produced during their 3,000-year journey. The reconnaissance data from Major Adams' team was displayed on screens around the room. Pictures of broken human monuments and alien cities built on human graves filled every wall. Ladies and gentlemen, Admiral Jung said, we are not just taking back our planet. We are making sure the aliens pay for every human life they took. Chief Engineer Nina Clark stood up and walked to the main screen. She was a small woman with strong hands and bright eyes. Nina had spent her whole life designing weapons and machines that could destroy alien technology. Admiral, the nanite swarms are ready for deployment, Nina said. We have been building them for 50 years. They are too small for alien sensors to detect. Once we release them, they will spread through every alien machine on the planet. Colonel Jack Peters, the leader of the ground forces, raised his hand. How fast do they work, Nina? 6 hours from release to complete system failure. The aliens will lose their power, their communications, their vehicles, and their weapons all at the same time. Dr. Elena Martinez stood up next. She was the head of the Biological Warfare Division. Elena had created weapons that could kill aliens but leave Earth's plants and animals unharmed. Admiral, the targeted viruses are also ready, Elena said. We studied alien biology for 3,000 years. We know exactly how their bodies work. The virus will spread through their air systems and water supplies. How long do they have once infected? Admiral Young asked. 2 weeks. It will be painful but not instant. They will have time to understand what is happening to them. They will know they are dying because humans came home. General Kate Sullivan entered the war room. She was the only person alive who remembered the alien invasion. The life extension technology had kept her young and strong, but her eyes were old. They had seen too much death and pain. General, Admiral Young said, do you approve of our battle plan? Kate looked at the pictures of Earth on the screens. She saw the alien palace built on the broken Statue of Liberty. She saw the experiment facilities where aliens had been playing with human DNA for 3,000 years. Admiral, this is not just a battle plan. This is justice. My daughter died in the first alien attack. My husband died trying to defend our city. I have waited 3,000 years to make the aliens pay for what they took from us. The ship's AI system activated. The computer had been given a woman's voice to make it more comfortable for humans to talk to. Maya Thompson had recorded her voice for the AI before she died 200 years ago. Her voice now spoke for the computer that would coordinate the attack. Admiral Young, all human ships are in position around the solar system. We have been hiding in the asteroid belt and behind the gas giant planets for 6 months. The aliens still do not know we are here. Commander Alex Turner was in charge of psychological warfare. His job was to make sure the aliens were scared before they died. Admiral, we are ready to broadcast the recorded messages from humans who died during the original invasion. We found them in the old data banks. Last words from mothers calling for their children. Final transmissions from soldiers who knew they were going to die. The aliens will hear these messages? General Sullivan asked. Yes, General. We will broadcast them on every alien communication channel at the same time we attack. We want them to know exactly why they are being destroyed. Captain Peter Shaw commanded the atmospheric attack ships. These were fast, deadly fighters that could fly in space or in a planet's air. Admiral, my pilots are ready. We have been training for this attack our whole lives. Our ships are faster and stronger than anything the aliens have. Major Julia Pierce led the Special Forces soldiers who would go into alien buildings and fight, hand to hand. Admiral, my soldiers are enhanced. We are stronger, faster, and smarter than normal humans. We can see in the dark, survive in poison air, and heal from wounds that would kill our ancestors. The aliens will not be expecting us. Admiral Young looked around the table at all these brave men and women. Each one had given their life to preparing for this moment. Each one had skills and weapons that would help humanity take back their home. Technician Owen Black. Are the nanites loaded and ready? Owen was a young man who worked with the smallest machines humans had ever built. Yes, Admiral. We have enough nanites to shut down every alien machine on Earth. They will spread like a disease through their technology. Lieutenant Commander Rachel Foster. Are the orbital weapons ready? Rachel commanded the big guns on the human fleet. Her weapons could destroy entire cities from space. Ready, Admiral. We can hit any target on Earth within 30 seconds of getting the order. Sergeant Holly Evans raised her hand. Admiral, what about the human artifacts, the Reconnaissance? Team found pieces of human buildings and art in the alien cities. We will save what we can, Sergeant. But our first priority is removing every alien from our planet. If some human history is destroyed in the process, we will rebuild it. We will make new monuments to replace the ones they broke. Admiral Young stood up and walked to the main screen. He touched a button and the view changed to show Earth from space. Their beautiful blue and green home was still there under all the alien cities and pollution. Tomorrow we attack, the Admiral said. We will hit them everywhere at once. By the time the sun sets, there will be no living aliens on Earth. Our ancestors promised we would return for vengeance. Tomorrow, we keep that promise. General Sullivan stood up slowly. Admiral, I want to lead the attack on the alien palace. I want to be the one who pulls down their flag and puts up the human flag. General, you will have that honor. Dr. Martinez opened a case full of small glass containers. Admiral, the virus is loaded into atmospheric dispersal units. Once we release it, every alien on the planet will be infected within hours. Nina Clark activated a holographic display that showed the nanite swarms as tiny glowing dots. Admiral, the nanites are programmed to multiply and spread. There is no way for the aliens to stop them once they are released. The war room was quiet for a moment. Everyone was thinking about tomorrow. After 3,000 years of waiting, after 3,000 years of anger, humanity would finally have their revenge. Get some rest, everyone, Admiral Young said. Tomorrow, we take back our world. As the meeting ended, General Sullivan stayed behind. She walked to the window and looked out at Earth. Soon, she whispered to herself, soon, the aliens will pay for what they did to my family. Soon, humanity will be home. The attack began when the first sunlight touched the alien city that was built over Washington, D.C. Captain Peter Shaw dove his fighter ship through Earth's atmosphere like a falling star. Behind him came 50 more human pilots, their ships moving faster than anything the aliens had ever seen. All units, this is Captain Shaw. Peter spoke into his radio. Remember, we are not just fighting for ourselves. We are fighting for every human who died 3,000 years ago. The alien air defenses tried to shoot at the human ships, but their weapons were too slow and too weak. Peter's ship had armor that could stop alien plasma blasts. His weapons could punch through alien metal like it was paper. Target the communication towers first, Peter ordered. We want them confused and scared. The human ships spread out across the alien city. Their weapons lit up the morning sky as they destroyed alien towers, alien vehicles, and alien defense platforms. The aliens below ran in panic. They had never seen an attack like this. On the ground, Major Julia Pierce led her enhanced soldiers through the alien palace that was built on top of the old Capitol building. Julia could see perfectly in the dark. Her muscles were 3 times stronger than a normal human's muscles. Her bones were harder than alien metal. Sergeant Davis, take your team to the left. Corporal Brown, go right. I want this palace cleared in 30 minutes. The enhanced soldiers moved through the alien corridors like deadly shadows. Their weapons made no sound when they fired. The aliens' guards they met had no chance to fight back. Julia's soldiers had been designed to be the perfect warriors. Julia found the main alien leader sitting in a throne made from pieces of the Lincoln Memorial. The alien was tall and gray with 4 arms and large black eyes. It wore clothes made from human flags, sewn together. You destroyed our world, Julia said to the alien leader. You killed our families. You used our monuments to build your palaces. The alien tried to speak, but Julia did not wait to hear its words. This was not a time for talking, this was a time for justice. Meanwhile, in orbit around Earth, Technician Owen Black released the nanite swarms from the human fleet. Billions of tiny machines, smaller than dust particles, spread through space toward the planet below. They would enter the alien atmosphere and begin their work of destruction. Nanites away, Owen reported to Admiral Young. They will reach the planet's surface in 20 minutes. The nanites were invisible to alien sensors. They spread through the air like a cloud of death, entering every alien machine and beginning to multiply. Each nanite could make copies of itself, using alien metal and alien circuits. Lieutenant Commander Rachel Foster commanded the orbital bombardment from the human battleship. Her massive guns could destroy entire city blocks with a single shot. She had been waiting her whole life for this moment. Admiral, I have target locks on all major alien installations, waiting for your order. Fire at will, Commander Foster. Show them the power of humanity. Rachel's guns opened fire. Beams of pure energy struck down from space, destroying alien factories, alien military bases, and alien government buildings. Each shot erased another piece of the alien occupation. On the planet's surface, the nanites reached their targets. Every alien computer, every alien vehicle, every alien weapon began to fail at the same time. Alien ships fell from the sky. Alien power plants shut down. Alien communication networks went silent. Sergeant Holly Evans led a special team to the ruins of the Lincoln Memorial. The aliens had been using the site as a laboratory where they conducted experiments on stored human genetic material. Holly had volunteered for this mission because her own family had died defending Washington, D.C. 3,000 years ago. "Spread out and search everything," Holly ordered her team. "I want every piece of human DNA recovered. I want every experiment." File copied. "The world needs to know what they did here." Inside the alien laboratory, Holly found glass containers filled with human organs floating in alien chemicals. She found computer files showing how the aliens had been trying to breed human intelligence into their own children. She found rooms where they had grown human tissue just to study it. "This is not science," Holly said to her team. "This is grave robbery. They have been playing with human bodies for 3,000 years. The enhanced soldiers destroyed the alien laboratory. With fire, they made sure every alien experiment was burned to ash. But first, they recovered the human genetic samples and stored them safely. These would be returned to human control." Across the planet, similar attacks were happening in every alien city. Colonel Sam Price led the assault on the alien stronghold, built over the ruins of New York. Captain Linda White destroyed the alien mining facility that had been strip mining the Grand Canyon. Lieutenant Mark Johnson eliminated the alien breeding facility that was located where Los Angeles used to be. The aliens tried to fight back, but they were helpless. Their technology failed because of the nanites. Their communication systems were jammed by human electronic warfare. Their weapons could not penetrate human armor. 3,000 years of soft living had made them weak and slow. Dr. Elena Martinez released the biological weapon from a human ship flying over the Atlantic Ocean. The virus spread through Earth's atmosphere, carried by the wind to every alien city. It was designed to be harmless to Earth plants and animals but deadly to alien biology. "Virus deployed," Dr. Martinez reported. "All aliens on the planet will be infected within 6 hours. They will begin showing symptoms within 12 hours. Commander Alex Turner began broadcasting the psychological warfare messages on every alien communication channel. The voices of dying humans from 3,000 years ago filled the alien cities. Mothers calling for their children, soldiers making final reports. Children crying for their parents. "This is for the humans you murdered," Alex broadcast along with the recorded voices. "This is for the world you stole. This is for the 3,000 years we spent planning your destruction." The alien response was chaos and terror. They had no way to fight back against the human attack. Their leaders tried to surrender, but the humans were not accepting surrender. This was not a war for territory or resources. This was justice for genocide. General Kate Sullivan stood in the ruins of the alien palace in Washington, D.C. Around her, the alien city was burning. Human soldiers were raising the old American flag over the wreckage of alien towers. "Admiral Young, this is General Sullivan. The capital is secure. All alien forces are eliminated or fleeing." "Excellent work, General. What is your casualty report?" 0 human casualties, Admiral. The aliens were not prepared for this level of warfare. Admiral Young smiled as he watched the battle reports come in from around the planet. Every alien city was falling. Every alien military unit was destroyed. The biological weapon was spreading through the alien population. The nanites had shut down every piece of alien technology. "All units, this is Admiral Young. Phase 1 is complete. Begin Phase 2. Hunt down every remaining alien on the planet, leave none alive." The human soldiers cheered as they received their new orders. For 3,000 years they had dreamed of this day. For 3,000 years they had prepared for this moment. Now finally the aliens who had stolen their world would pay the price for their crimes. Earth was coming home to humanity. 3 days after the first attack, the last alien stronghold fell to Colonel Sam Price and his enhanced Marines. The alien city that had been built over New York was nothing but smoking ruins and broken metal. The alien flag that had flown over human graves for 3,000 years was torn down and burned. Colonel Price stood in what used to be Times Square and looked around at the destruction. Human soldiers were everywhere, cleaning up the last pieces of alien resistance. The nanites had done their work perfectly. Every alien machine was dead. Every alien weapon was useless metal. This is Colonel Price to Admiral Young. Manhattan is secure. All alien forces eliminated. Good work, Colonel. What about alien survivors? A few thousand prisoners, Admiral. They are sick from the virus and scared. They keep asking why we are doing this to them. Admiral Young's voice came through the radio with no emotion. Tell them to ask the ghosts of the 12 billion humans they murdered. General Kate Sullivan walked slowly through the ruins of the alien palace. She was looking for something specific. After 3 days of fighting, she had found what the aliens had done with the pieces of the Statue of Liberty. The aliens had broken the great statue into pieces and used the metal to make decorations for their throne room. Lady Liberty's face had been turned into a floor tile. Her torch had been melted down to make alien jewelry. Her famous words about freedom and hope had been covered with alien writing. Kate knelt down and touched a piece of the statue's crown. She remembered standing in New York Harbor as a little girl, looking up at the Statue of Liberty and feeling proud to be human. Now, 3,000 years later, she was holding a broken piece of that same statue. General Sullivan, a voice said behind her. It was Major Adams, the reconnaissance leader. We found the alien leaders. They want to speak with you. Kate stood up and followed Major Adams to a room where 12 alien leaders were being held prisoner. They were the highest-ranking aliens on Earth, the ones who had made the decisions about how to use the planet they had stolen. The aliens looked sick and afraid. The virus was working through their bodies, making them weak and tired. They knew they were going to die, but they did not understand why. The lead alien spoke in broken English. It had learned human language from the DNA samples and old recordings they had found. Why do you kill us? We gave you good world. We made improvements. We made better life for your species. Kate stared at the alien leader for a long moment. Then, she began to speak, her voice calm and cold. 3,000 years ago, you came to our world. You killed 12 billion humans. You burned our cities and destroyed our civilization. You thought you had eliminated us completely. The alien shook its gray head. We know eliminate, we preserve, we keep human DNA, we keep human culture, we study and learn. You kept us like specimens in a laboratory. You used our genetic material to improve your own species. You built your cities on our graves and your palaces on our monuments. Another alien spoke up, its voice weak from the virus. We no understand. You leave planet. You no want planet. We take empty planet. Kate felt her anger growing. Even now, facing death, the aliens did not understand what they had done wrong. We did not leave our planet by choice. You forced us to run or die. You took our home and thought we would never come back. You were wrong. Dr. Helen Scott entered the room carrying a case of medical equipment. Helen was the doctor who had designed the virus that was killing the aliens. She had made sure it would be slow and painful. General, the virus is working exactly as planned. They have about 10 days left to live. Do you want me to make it faster? Kate thought about her daughter who had died in the first alien attack. She thought about her husband who had died fighting to defend their city. She thought about all the humans who had lived and died on the generation ships during the long journey home. No, Dr. Scott. Let them live long enough to understand what they lost. Let them watch their civilization die the way ours did. The alien leaders were taken away to a prison camp on the moon. They would spend their last days looking down at Earth, watching the humans rebuild the world that had been stolen from them. Captain Noah Webb led the archaeological teams that were searching through the alien cities for pieces of human history. They found fragments of human art hidden in alien museums. They found pieces of human buildings that had been used as decoration in alien homes. They found human books and music and photographs that the aliens had kept as curiosities. General Sullivan, we found something you need to see, Captain Webb said over the radio. Kate went to the site where Noah's team was working. They had uncovered an alien storage facility beneath the ruins of Washington, D.C. Inside were thousands of containers holding pieces of human culture from before the invasion. They kept everything, Noah said. Paintings, sculptures, books, even children's toys. They preserved our entire civilization like it was a museum collection. Kate picked up a small doll that had belonged to some human child 3,000 years ago. The doll's dress was faded and torn, but it was still recognizably human. They studied us like we were insects, Kate said. They wanted to understand what made humans special, so they could take those qualities for themselves. The work of rebuilding began immediately. Human technology was far more advanced than what their ancestors had possessed. The nanites that had destroyed alien machines could also be programmed to clean pollution and repair damaged land. Lieutenant Lisa Park was one of the first humans to give birth on Earth in 3,000 years. She held her baby daughter in her arms as she stood in Central Park, which was finally free of alien breeding facilities and experiments. "What will you name her?" asked Dr. Scott, who had helped deliver the baby. "Hope," Lisa said. "Her name is Hope because she represents our future on this world." The memorial to humanity's exodus was built where the alien palace had stood in Washington, D.C. It was made from alien metal and powered by alien technology, but it served to honor human memory. The names of every human who had died in the invasion were carved into its walls. General Kate Sullivan stood before the memorial on the first anniversary of humanity's return. She was old now, even with the life extension technology. Her job was done. The aliens were gone. Earth belonged to humans again. "We kept our promise," she said to the memorial wall where her husband's and daughter's names were carved. "We came back. We made them pay for what they did to our family." The eternal flame at the base of the memorial burned with energy from the last alien power core on Earth. It would burn forever, a symbol that the alien invaders now served to honor the memory of those they had killed. Children played in the restored parks of Earth. They learned in schools built over the ruins of alien cities. They grew up knowing that their planet had been stolen once, but that humans had been strong enough to take it back. The last alien died alone in the prison camp on the moon, looking down at Earth through a small window. As it died, it finally understood what the humans had felt 3,000 years ago when their world was taken from them. Earth was green and blue again. The human flag flew over every city. The scars left by the alien occupation were healing, covered by new forests and clean rivers. Humanity had returned. Earth was theirs once more, and the universe had learned a lesson that would never be forgotten. Some debts can only be paid in blood and ashes, and humans never forget a debt.